So we know at the end of Mortal Kombat 11 that basically Raiden kills Shinnok, or sort of kills Shinnok. He basically cuts off his head, puts it on a table, and that basically starts the events of Mortal Kombat 11, right? Well, John Tobias, the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, the guy who created Mortal Kombat with Ed Boon, he basically answered a fan's question on Twitter about Shinnok's amulet, and something he said in the answer got me thinking about possible storylines for Mortal Kombat 12. So I'm going to go over the tweets and then give my idea about how Shinnok could possibly return for Mortal Kombat 12. In the first thread of tweets, we have Smoke Killer Crane asking the question to John Tobias, where did Shinnok's amulet come from? It seems like it was created from somewhere in the Mortal Kombat universe, but it's not clear in the games. John replied, good question. I recall we purposely left its origin vague in early Mortal Kombat games. Perhaps Shinnok forged the amulet himself. Perhaps its creation implicated a larger conspiracy amongst the Elder Gods. John goes on to say that Shinnok breached the gates of Netherrealm into New Edenia without the use of the amulet. From there he waged war against the Elder Gods. The amulet was left abandoned by its protectors on Earth, Fujin, etc., who joined the war against Shinnok's forces. We didn't close out the whereabouts of the amulet post-Mortal Kombat 4, it was left open as a powerful plot device for future installments. What was super cool is you'd see it play a pivotal role in recent games. He goes on to show some original concept art for Shinnok's amulet from Mark Runyon, and we get to see that, and there's some photos of that as well. But from what he says in his tweet, as far as the part 3 of 5, where he says, it was left open as a powerful plot device for future installments. So from that, I believe that sentence alone could mean that we could see Shinnok return in Mortal Kombat 12. Now you're thinking, Justin, Mortal Kombat 12 probably has nothing to do with Shinnok. Well, how do we know that? Because at the end of Mortal Kombat 11, we see from Liu Kang's ending, assuming the game goes to Liu Kang's ending, we see him meet the Great Kung Lao. And we also know that from that means we could have a more prequel-like storyline to Mortal Kombat that we haven't seen before. You know, in all these Mortal Kombat games, we've talked about all the stuff that happened in the past, but we've never really delved into the past. We've delved into the present and semi-future, so why not go to the past? I think Mortal Kombat 12 could do that. So I think that Mortal Kombat 12 could basically be the Great Kung Lao and how he has interactions with, obviously, Shang Tsung, Quan Chi, Shinnok, and all of the various characters that kind of intertwine and intermingle with those sets of characters. So we know that with the Great Kung Lao, he is the person that was a defender of Earthrealm for very many years, I think like hundreds of years, and it was 50 years prior to Mortal Kombat that he actually gets defeated by Goro. So he defeats Shang Tsung first, and Shang Tsung reverts back to an old man, because I guess if you, within this Mortal Kombat lore, if you are the winner of the tournament, you basically are able to retain some type of immortality or youthfulness to your life. So Shang Tsung has been able to do that. He gets defeated by the Great Kung Lao. He becomes Old Man Shang Tsung, who then seeks out Goro. Goro defeats Kung Lao, and that leads up to the events of the first Mortal Kombat. So if we take it a little bit further than that, we know that when it comes to Shinnok's amulet, right, when John Tobias talks about how it was just mysteriously left abandoned on Earth, it is the Great Kung Lao that finds Shinnok's amulet first. He uses the Map of Elements, which is originally referenced in MK Mythology Sub-Zero, and it was originally created by a certain Shaolin monk, aka the Great Kung Lao, when he first discovered the Great Temple deep within the Himalayan mountains of Nepal and on Earthrealm, and wrote down its location on the same scroll. So we know that's how he actually finds Shinnok's amulet, and because of all that, that also would be able to tie in MK Mythology Sub-Zero. So we know that from that video game that Sub-Zero, Bihan, is actually tasked to find this Shinnok's amulet from Quan Chi in hopes of resurrecting, you know, the Elder God, the fallen Elder God. So from all that, we know that could be the part that leads up to these things, and that could lead up to the very first Mortal Kombat. So I think that is very cool to see, and I think that'd be something I would want to see in Mortal Kombat 12. Now you're probably thinking, okay, what kind of characters could we get from that? I'm glad you asked. So aside from having obviously main characters, we could have the Great Kung Lao, we could have Baraicho probably be in this game. I mean, we don't really know how old Baraicho is, but we know that he is part of the Shaolin monks and the Order of Light, so we know he could be part of that. Obviously, Raiden would be in this, possibly Fujin as well. We know that we could have Quan Chi and the Brotherhood of Shadows, and other people from the Netherrealm like Malik and Darum. So a lot of people from Mortal Kombat 4 could basically come back, and possibly people from Armageddon 2 make a reappearance in Mortal Kombat 12, which I think what a lot of people are wanting to see. So what do you think about my idea about Shinnok making a return for Mortal Kombat 12? What do you think about John Tobias's basically explanation about Shinnok's amulet and how you think that actually ties into a possible reappearance of the character in Mortal Kombat 12? Love to hear your thoughts down below. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. For more like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.